You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, sir.
Russ.
Yeah.
Russ, what's happening, man?
What's up, sir?
Man.
Listen, if you think for 1 second that I enjoy your music and I think you can rap, then you're absolutely right. Okay.
Amazing. Thank you. Wow. I was waiting for that to go left.
Now, I enjoy Zoo a lot.
Wow.
So
Thank you.
And I was wondering, like, why do people hate Russ?
Yeah, it's like a multitude of reasons. You know what I mean? It's not actually it's not even a multitude. It's like pretty targeted, but it started with because I was always big up in myself, super confident. So people
cocky.
As a person should, though.
Right. So I used when I was coming up, I was and am produced, mix, master, engineer, write everything, and people started, and I would say that all the time because number one, self-sufficiency is a message that should be put out there to people instead of always having to, outsource whatever. But then number two, I'm proud of it. You feel me? Like, you go to any producer's Twitter or a writer's Twitter or an engineer's Twitter, what do they have in their bio? Platinum engineer, platinum writer, platinum producer. Okay, why are you mad that I'm a platinum all five? You feel me? Like, so let me talk about it. But so people started getting mad at that. But then it was my stance on drug abuse promotion via like Instagram and Twitter to the kids, and people didn't like where I stood on that. But
where do you stand? You don't like it?
I just think that at the end of the day, depression, addiction, all these things are real things. You know what I'm saying? My thing is that when you start making merch with lean bottles on your shirt and you start, and you're on your Instagram smiling next to Xanax and smiling next to lean, I'm gonna start to wonder like, what's going on here?
Yeah, you're normalizing it, you're making it cool, but then you be the first person saying rest in peace when somebody overdoses.
Right. Well, and it's like, but then you claim like, because here's my issue. It's like, okay, you're doing that, and I understand you're addicted or depressed, and that's not a joke, and I get it. You feel me? But when you're posting, when you're making merch of it, and you're on Instagram smiling next to the stuff, right? It's one of two things. You either know what you're doing and know you're poisoning the youth, right? And poisoning the kids that are looking up to you because your Instagram posts be reaching more people than your music does sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you know that you're poisoning the youth, one. Or two, you don't know that you're poisoning the youth, but you still are. So either way, you're on the wrong side of the fence.
So you don't talk about drug use. I've never talked about drug use in your music at all.
If drug use, no.
And I'm not talking about weed. I'm talking about...
Yeah. Do I drink sometimes? Yeah, of course. But I'm not making merch with the Tanqueray bottle on it at the same time. Yeah. You feel me? It's like I'm not using it as a brand and as an image. You start making merch with it, like you're really trying to sell this to kids. Like you're really trying to sell this to kids. Like how does anyone think that this is right?
So your peers don't like you because you're the person that comes in the party and calls them all drug addicts.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I'll be there.
You're
like
the fun killer.
Like that's what they be trying to say. But it's like at the same time, like I be in the studio, like. Yeah, I drink. Yeah, we smoke occasionally, whatever. But it's like, yo, there's a line. You know what I mean?
Your full intention is not to promote it to the kids.
The full intention is like I was saying, bro.
I agree with you.
There's a lot of people, artists who have millions of followers, right? Millions of Instagram followers, who their music doesn't reach nearly as many people as their Instagram does.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so when you're on Instagram, posting. Doing all this stuff, doing all this, like, it's a how-to of substance abuse.
Yeah.
Like, you can't turn around and tell me that you care about the kids. Like, I feel like you're using that as a marketing tool.
Yeah, don't pray for me after the fact and tell me that, oh, y'all kids need to stop doing opioids and all this. No, say that now. Prevent that.
Right. Well, me and my homies were talking about it as pre-mortem. You feel me? Like, that's what people need to be focused on is that we need to work backwards.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We need to figure out, like, okay, this is the worst case scenario. If death is the worst case scenario, let's figure out what you're doing that's maybe leading up to that, and let's figure out how to stop it. Everyone wants to always do the shoulda done, shoulda did.
Yeah.
It's like y'all be waiting till it's too late.
You're absolutely right, and it's so big right now in high schools and colleges.
Yeah.
My daughter's in high school. She was telling me the conversation is so normal. Like, yeah, this weekend, yeah, we're going to go have a party. Yeah, there's going to be drugs there. And I was like, drugs? What do you mean? She was like, no. I was like, are you talking about weed and jewels? She was like, no. I'm talking about cocaine.
What is jewels?
The jewels, like the hookah pens, the jewels pens. And she was like, it's such a normal conversation that kids are doing it. And that scares the shit out of me because, at least thank God my daughter tells me pretty much everything. But there's a lot of kids out there that follow rappers and follow artists and they're doing 100%. It because their favorite artist is doing it and they think it's cool.
And honestly, bro, that was my whole point. When I first came out on that end, that was my whole point. I don't know, I think it was September at Day and Night Festival. I wore a T-shirt that said, and this is what really started the whole
hate Russ.
F Russ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're making addiction a joke. The shirt was how much Xans and leans you have to do before you realize you're a fucking loser. And now a lot of people thought that was me calling addicts a loser. Really what it was me doing was I was referring to the kids in the suburbs, the white kids, and I know because I went to school with them and I went to college with them, who be doing it because they hear it in a rap song. They have no reason to be doing it other than it's playing on at the parties, and that sounds enticing. So I'm gonna start doing it. And then because you're so impressionable and because you're so influenced by rap, next thing you know, you're addicted. And yes, now you're addicted, which is not a joke, and it's very serious, you feel me? But you gotta look at step one. Why did you even try it in the first place? Yeah. You feel me?
You probably did it because you thought it was cool.
And that
absolutely.
And there's kids who do it because you know what? We want the hurt to stop, we want the pain to stop. And I'm trying to escape the pain, and there's only a couple ways to do it: drugs, death.
Well, let a doctor prescribe it to you.
Yeah,
I agree. But that's the biggest problem. The
No.
doctor subscribes it, and then prescribes it. And then what winds up happening is it doesn't get you high anymore. Then you need something better, something stronger.
Well, and I agree. That's what they should. Stronger. That's the better avenue. But the reality is that kids are turning to themselves and turning to and they're making unhealthy decisions. But the point is that shirt was to the little white kids in the suburbs who have fake problems with their parents, who do it because they're playing beer pong in the basement and they heard it in a rap song, and I'm gonna do some blow tonight and I'm gonna pop an Addy in a Percocet because that shit sounds good. You know what I'm saying? And then you're addicted. Like, I had friends like that growing up who were straight edge kids, whatever, like straight white kids, like completely fine, who ended up getting addicted to Roxy's and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So the reality is that that's what that shirt was towards, and people thought that shirt was me saying basically, addicts are losers, and I don't understand addicts. Right. It's like I grew up around addicts.
People who abuse drugs are losers. We grew up in an era we didn't glorify the fiend.
Yeah,
some people
we didn't glorify junkies.
No, you don't understand. Some people are stuck, and
I hear that
people are stuck, and they can't get out of it.
I hear that, but I know the other side of where it's like they don't, it's like a harsh truth, but that's not the way to combat it. The way to combat it is like, look, if you're gonna do all that, okay, that's not great. You should seek help for sure. But my only thing when I brought up all the drug stance and everything was that what you are promoting on your Instagram and to your fans, like your music literally is only reaching whoever listens to your music, which gets less spins than your followers. You feel me? So your Instagram is more popping than your Spotify. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is like on your Instagram, if you are sitting here and every day it's, how do we make good content? And pour me up some lean. Let's pop Xanax on camera. It's like now you're making a game out of substance abuse in order to gain notoriety, and you're not realizing what it does to kids. And if you don't realize what it does to kids, you're wrong. And if you do realize what it does to kids and you're still doing it, you're wrong.
Damn right. Listen, keep shaming these people, man. Shame works. Because until you look at something and you're ashamed of it, you're not going to change it.
Yeah, absolutely. And at the end of the day, like, the culture that we live in right now in hip hop, like, I am going to be the bad guy because I'm not what's going on right now. Period. Like,
your story is a great story. So tell, for people who don't know who Russ is. You're from Jersey. Yeah. You're Italian.
Yes.
And you produce and write your own stuff.
Everything, yeah.
And for
Except for
3
Sky
years.
Storch produce songs.
Tell them about what you did for 3 years, how you released your music, because you did it on your own, and I respect that.
Thank you. I started just making beats when I was 14. I'm 25 now, about to be 26 in a couple weeks. So it's 11 years of making beats. And around 2011 is when I started to make songs. And I put out my first mixtape. And we're talking 2011, Instagram came out in 2010, just to give perspective. It was not popping. You feel me? And Twitter was barely anything. My friends had to convince me to get a Twitter and Instagram. So 2011, I'm dropping mixtapes, in December, and then 2012 I dropped X amount of mixtapes. But by 2014, I dropped 11 mixtapes that I produced all of them, wrote all of them, like mixed everything. Because I don't know anyone. I got 500 followers in a basement. Like, I don't know anyone. I got to figure it out. It didn't work. I'm still sitting there with 500 followers. So I was like, all right, let me switch up the approach. It's not a matter of like, can I make enough music? It's a matter of how I'm putting it out. So I put out a song a week on SoundCloud for like 2 years, you know, starting 2015, I guess 3 years, 2014, 15, 16, and then a little into 2017. And it led up to my debut album, you know? So
did the followers and stuff start to grow? Did the listeners start to grow?
Yeah, because that song a week, what I learned back then, I kind of caught SoundCloud, I feel like, because now how I look at SoundCloud, it's not the like go-to platform. Like, you know, we've all noticed that people actually fortunately migrated to those paid services, Spotify's and Apple Music's. But when I was on SoundCloud, it was like a thing. You know what I mean? Like the numbers were crazy. And
so technically you are a SoundCloud rapper.
Oh yeah, I was like, you know, I got a chain made of the SoundCloud thing with the crown on it.
Right.
The king of SoundCloud. Like, you're gonna have to someone's gonna have to come talk to me about it if you feel away, because I do feel like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like who else dropped a song every week for 3 years and ended up in arenas? You know what I'm saying? Like, so
it was really just that easy. A song a week.
That's not that
easy. I mean, that's not easy. It's not easy. I know. It's not easy.
That's not that easy.
It's not easy at all.
Yeah.
But a song a week for 3 years, and then you become Russ.
Yeah, because, you know, you got to understand, those 11 mixtapes were me on my driveway practicing jump shots. Once I got to the SoundCloud, I was in my bag. And so then every song every week was ready to go. Like, and that's why, you know, when you go look back at the catalog, like, there's songs, Psycho Part 2 and Ain't Nobody Take My Baby, that just came out on SoundCloud that are gold. For like, there was no promotion, there was no radio. Wow. Those aren't even with the label. They're just gold because they're great songs, and the fans gravitated towards that. Because when you stay in people's face, you know, a month on the internet now is a year. You feel me? So I couldn't let a month pass. I was like, every week I'm in your face.
Yeah, because in a couple months from after you, it'll be somebody new.
100%. So, you know, but it was also super, super important. That was the putting on music side. The next side that I knew was important was touring. And a lot of artists don't tour. And I encourage all upcoming artists to tour. Even if it's 50 people a night, you got to understand that, you know, I started doing, I did 40 kids in a basement in Glasgow. I did, you know, 100 kids here, 200 kids in Houston. But like, I was touring every other month. And
I was getting paid?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was headlining it, no openers, right? So, excuse me, but I was headlining it. So, you know, then that multiplies. It started off 350 people at the Echo on Sunset in LA. Next tour, I do El Rey, which is 800. Next tour, 2 months later, I do the Novo, 2,500. You know what I'm saying? Next show is next summer. I do 2 shows at the Shrine, which is 5,000 each. But so you can see that it's a gradual, like, most artists are too prideful to even just turn down the 20K bag in the club to go maybe only make 5K at the Echo on Sunset. But that real fan base that buys tickets is what's going to keep you here for 10 years.
So who took notice? Because I feel like we're skipping some steps. Was it, because they say you're an industry plant. So was it a label? Was it a label that came in?
You know why they say that though is because I always say it too, because the come up is actually unbelievable. So you don't believe it. That's it. All my stuff is documented. You can scroll down.
You know, I do want to say one thing, because labels been saying this for years. No artist ever listens, but you listened. Labels encourage artists not to take the bags from the club. Yeah. Tell them don't take the bags from the club because you build a fan base and you'll live longer. But most artists don't listen.
Of course they don't, because that's the quick money.
Right.
I never was a club artist though, so that wasn't even an option for me. I was never a club artist. So my thing when I was making all these songs, you know, around 2015, summer 2015, managers are reaching out, Atlantic Records is reaching out, you know, certain little indie labels are reaching out. And I'm entertaining the conversation, but like, that's it. Like, I'm a kid, like, in my basement with 700 followers. Like, I'm not really like, you know, it's all weird.
You didn't do a sneaky record deal? Like, I'm going to sign to you, but we're not going to tell nobody?
Honestly, bro, you would know by now. Someone would have came out and said, you know what, I signed, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't happen. So, what I knew I wanted, because I watched a bunch of Breakfast Clubs. I watched all the Breakfast Clubs in the world. I watched all everything, bro. We studied this stuff like stalkers, you feel me, in the basement. So, I knew Kara Lewis was the one, you know.
Who's that?
Kara Lewis, the booking agent.
I don't even know who that is.
You don't know who Kara Lewis is?
He's not. He doesn't book our acts or.
Still, like Eminem, yay, like it's crazy. Okay. Anyway, I knew that from just studying the game. You know what I'm saying? And back then, it was like Peter Schwartz and Kara Lewis. So we were like, yo, man, if we can get Peter Schwartz, Kara Lewis. But you got to go into the psyche of even idolizing booking agents. That's the thing that artists are not on. Like, y'all are idolizing getting a chain from this rapper who might sign you in Shelview. I was idolizing booking agents.
Right.
You feel me?
People that can get you shows.
Yeah,
keep you on that road.
You studied the game, right?
Because I feel like that's what it was about. So when managers were reaching out, and my current manager, Milan, when he was reaching out, I was like, bro, I'm not talking to you until you get me Kara Lewis. You want to manage me? Get me Kara Lewis. And I was like, I threw it on a whim. I'm like, I don't even know if he knows. Like, I just knew that that's the only thing. I didn't want a deal. I just wanted touring. I knew I needed to build up a touring fan base. So, you know, he ended up getting me a meeting with Kara Lewis. From then on, that was September. I still remember the day, September 1st, 2015. And you know, from that point on, it was you know, little shows here and there. I did CMJ showcases, and remember when CMJ was going 2015 and opened up for like J Electronica, SOB or Santos and stuff like that. But it wasn't really anything. It was still on the artist. It was still on me to put out songs, and like it all came together at a perfect storm. Because you got to go back to 2015. The fourth quarter of 2015, I put out 4 songs pretty close to each other that are now, one's triple platinum, one's double platinum, 2 are gold. So a lot of artists who are like, oh, well, you drop a song every week, you're just going to blow up. It's like, no, they got to be like really good.
Yeah, they got to be good. That's very important.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not like I was just dropping nothing. Like I dropped Losing Control, What They Want, Pull the Trigger, Do It Myself. That's triple, double, gold, gold. You feel me? So, and I did that. And so partnering with Kara Lewis at that time was just kind of a perfect storm because I got with her while these songs were blowing up. So once 2016 came around, I go to South by Southwest. I put out videos for Losing Control and What They Want, my 2 biggest songs right there. And, you know, from then on, now Kara introduces me to my international agent. You know what I'm saying? Steve Strange and Becky. So now I'm doing my first tour ever is a European tour. And like I said, it was 50 kids in a Glasgow basement. But then there was a show where it was 1,100 in Belgium, right? So... you know, you do that, then you come home. And
so your diamonds are real is what you're telling us, basically.
I mean, absolutely, bro. But like, you know, I always encourage people, like, if you want to get the Carfax on me, scroll down. Like, it's not hard to figure out where I came from. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was really calculated. This was not, I didn't stumble on this.
Does it bother you when people go at you so hard on social media? I seen over the weekend, you know, they did one of those, it should have been you instead of Mac Miller.
Oh, yeah.
It was like crazy.
Yeah, well, you know what? It does bother me. And, you know, I'm gonna be done with this super soon because this whole like industry, it's not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not for me.
I feel the same way.
And
man.
that's why I call the album Zoo. This zoo that is fame and whatever is not a place for breeding healthy minds.
It's nasty out here.
It's disgusting.
Now.
So it's like,
you know,
I'm not into
anxiety
this.
is the #1 disease.
I'm sure it is. And
right
so when people are saying should have been you, it's like cute. Y'all are people on Twitter making jokes about, you know, should have been you, whatever. But you know what's really screwed up is that y'all are the same people who will rob someone of their peace of mind while they're alive, but when they die, wish them to rest in peace.
Right.
How you gonna wish that I rest in peace, but you don't want me to live in peace? How do you figure that? So y'all are fake. And RIP to Mac Miller, because the fact that y'all, when he was dropping his album with Astroworld, and I remember every time I was dropping a song leading up to the weeks with Astroworld, everyone was like, keep it, Chief, we're getting Astroworld tonight, even though they weren't. But it's like, y'all making all these jokes, whatever, and y'all were doing that to Mac Miller.
Yeah, when he dropped Swimming. Same night as Astroworld.
As Astroworld. So now, when he passes, now y'all want to come out the woodworks and be like, man. It's like, y'all people saying that stupid shit were the same ones who were contributing to a dysfunctional peace of mind, possibly. And it's like, there needs to be a real discussion about internet culture and how it affects artists and celebrities. I'm the first generation of people who grew up on the internet and having to use social media to gain prominence. So when you look at that, you got to understand that if social media can have a positive impact on your career, meaning blow you up, you see In My Feelings by Drake, there's Shiggy, dances, internet blows up the song, right? So if you're telling me that that something on social media can have a positive influence on your career, you can't ignore the fact that it can have a negative one.
Oh, yeah, because, energy is never lost or destroyed. It's merely transferred from one party to the next.
100%.
So I don't think that we're supposed to interact with millions and millions of people all day long because it's throwing our frequencies off. One moment you're hot, next minute you're cold.
I agree.
Next minute you're happy, next minute you're sad. Like, I don't think emotions are supposed to be like that.
I agree. Now, here's the problem, though. The problem is that when you blew up, like me, I blew up via interacting with my fans all day on social media.
Right.
Posting native videos, like just being on social media, retweeting the right tweets that go viral. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I blew up. So you're telling someone to ditch what got them here.
Yeah.
And it's not realistic.
You gotta shut it off sometimes, though. And there's nothing wrong with that.
You do have to shut it off, but then at the same time, the algorithms. People know the algorithms in my age group. If you go away for a certain while, like it slows down the next time you post. So what you know what I mean? So there's all this weirdo stuff, but I think there's a real discussion that needs to be had about how internet culture is one big high school, bro. And people on the internet need to recognize that a lot of them, y'all are bullying kids into depression.
Yeah.
Like, you can't act like you're absolved from it because your fallback is, we're just joking. Cool. That's what everyone in high school says when the girl hangs herself. You feel me? Like, I went to school with girls that hung themselves and lived in, like, nice neighborhood, whatever. But, y'all's jokes are like, when it's a joke amongst a school, it's one thing, right? Mm-hmm. When it's a joke amongst the whole world, like, and you're expecting it to not get through, put it like this, right? Everyone on the internet who be making jokes, y'all be letting 3 mean girls in your school throw y'all off.
Absolutely.
You feel me? So how do you think someone who has 100,000 comments or 20,000 comments of go die, you know what I'm saying? Like, I be getting death threats by the 1,000 on the day.
I get them every day. And you can't even reply, and I can't reply. We can, but when we do, it makes their life bad. Because people start attacking them. Right. You know what I mean?
Right. It's that I can't reply because you're about to get this and you didn't even know what you signed up for. Mm-hmm. Or I'm the crazy artist who only replies to hate.
You're supposed to be too big for that.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, the reality is that people on the internet need to be real conscious and responsible of what they're doing, but they're not. You know why? Because the voice of the hip hop consumer on the internet is a 14-year-old kid who was 5 when Drake came out. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
and it's always that hurt people.
It's not even that, bro. You know what it is? It's 14-year-olds. It's 14-year-olds who really, it's who you went to high school with. Yeah. It's when I was 14 and 15 and you're making jokes. It's whatever. Like, when I would go to school in high school, and this is, a rumor spreads about a girl. So what does the girl do? It's terrible in the school of 2,000 people. She switches schools, and she has a whole new thing.
There's no repercussion, like we said earlier. Like,
there's no repercussion, but now,
punched in the face.
Now the rumor doesn't go around your school. The rumor goes around the world.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you get caught giving top on camera in 2006, your school's going to know, but, like, people in Nebraska and Africa aren't going to know. Now it's like,
now
yo,
you're head girl.
You're just like, you're done. You feel me? And so it's screw getting bullied by 2,000 kids. Now you're getting bullied by 2 million people. And if you think that doesn't have an effect, and you think that, my other thing with this is the consumer wants artists and celebrities to be normal, right? The problem is that you treat them, and they want them to be equal, but you treat them as if they're supposed to be above feeling what the natural human would feel.
Yeah.
So my thing is like, okay, pick a side of the fence, right? You want me to be you and be relatable, and you're still us, like, be humble. Okay, but you also want me to deal with this level of negativity or whatever and respond to it how you would respond to it. Well, if that's the case, I'm lashing out. I'm clapping back. Because y'all be responding to 2 people in your mentions. You feel me? I get thousands of them. So pick a side of the fence, and you want us to be equal, but you treat celebrities like gods and are surprised when celebrities act like gods. I don't understand the whole celebrity to consumer relationship is really skewed. You want celebrities to be equal, but at the same time, they have to endure things that are not equal to you. And it's
almost like they want you to take all the shit that they say about you because you got money.
Yeah.
Because you are who you are.
Like, that's supposed to be a blanket.
Yes.
And like a vest. Mm-hmm. And someone said something on Twitter, I forget the username, but it was like at whatever. But they said artistry is tough. You want us to have thick skin and thin skin at the same time. And it's so true.
I think J. Cole said that. Or maybe Jazz Fly.
Jazz Fly. That's who it was. Jazz Fly.
Yeah.
Jazz Fly.
Jazz Fly.
I don't know her at all, but I just saw it on Twitter.
That's one of my best friends. Great person.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. So I was like, this is the realest stuff ever because, as an artist, in order for me to relate to you, and in order for me to maintain a certain level of humanity and be sort of amongst, I gotta be sensitive. That's what people don't understand. Like, artists have to be sensitive. If we're not sensitive, I'm making brainless, mindless music, surface level stuff. In order for me to make Losing Control or songs that I'm digging deep or Begging You or this whole Zoo album, I gotta be sensitive. I gotta let stuff get to me. Otherwise, I can't give y'all the real. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you're asking that person who you demand to be sensitive and relatable enough to relate to your human emotions, you're asking that person to have thick enough skin to not feel anything that is inspiring the music that you love. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. I think society needs to really look at themselves and take responsibility for what they're doing to artists. You feel me? And unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of artists that pass away young. Because we're the first generation that's experiencing this stuff, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? This is not regular. You feel me? This is not regular.
Yeah, I think a lot of these artists already would have those issues even if they weren't artists.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Let me say something too.
They are artists, it magnifies it more.
Oh, it definitely magnifies it. But let me say this. Now, I never met Mac Miller and I never talked to Mac Miller. But I will say I studied it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I remember when Blue Slide Park came out, and he has talked about, if you go look at the 2016 Fader documentary with him, where he talks about kind of the negativity and the criticism on it, you know, really mess with him and led him to LA. I'm doing drugs now, and that's, you know, you're addicted. But you got to look at what really led him to that. You know, dare I say, it was the negativity and the hate.
It was.
And the criticism that led him to it. So what I'm saying is that these same people saying R.I.P. to Mac Miller, if you were the same ones saying, yo, y'all hear some, or nah, keep it. Like, y'all the same ones making these internet jokes about his music. Like, y'all contributed to the negative, to the downward slide of someone's peace of mind. So y'all cannot come around now and say R.I.P. Like y'all, like, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me.
But thick skin is something that you have to develop, right?
Thick skin is, you get thick skin, period, by putting yourself out there and you get it. But at the same time, bro, everyone has a threshold. And it's that simple. It's that simple. Like, everyone has a breaking point.
And I agree. I think a lot of these artists, we're starting to see the artists that are growing up on with social media. You're starting to see the effects. And I think a lot of these artists using drugs is that effect. Because like you said, there is no out. Like, I didn't have to deal with social media. Just think about some of the things that you did as a kid and some of the...
Yeah.
For instance.
I used to push people to their threshold all the time.
Exactly.
I mean, look.
But it was just in your school. Now, that was amplified.
I mean,
I've
look,
been good with these words and these jokes.
I was voted most likely to make a teacher retire. My senior superlative, that's like...
Wow.
That was like Charlamagne.
Why didn't they have that when I was there?
Yeah, but like, whatever. But like, you know, so I get it. Like,
there was a slow
pushing buttons
in Charlamagne's school that Charlamagne bullied, right?
Yeah.
I didn't bully him. I just used to talk like him to him.
He bullied him. And what did that slow man, that young man do to you?
What he used to go to school with me, but he also used to go to the Kingdom Hall with me.
Yeah.
So it was nonstop. So it was at the Kingdom Hall in the school.
All day long. This kid is slow.
And
what happened?
One day I was teasing him like I was always doing, like, woo, 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 and I walked past him and he put me in a chokehold.
You out.
What? I left him alone after that. I thought I was going to die.
But you see how he bullied that slow kid? There was no social media.
Now, let me say something to that. That's a great point. Because the reality, right? You're teasing, someone snaps. My thing is, right, you can't be surprised when the person y'all are teasing snaps. Celebrity or not. You know, and a lot of times with me, that's why Zoo was so important to me, because I'm not going to be one of these artists on IG Live or Instagram like, y'all really making me like crying, like being a nutcase. I'm 25, about to be 26. Y'all little 19, 20-year-olds can have that whole weirdo ass world. Like,
you put it in your music. Like,
I put it in my music.
Kill them all.
I put it in my music. But also when we see you, you can't be surprised if you get beat. You feel me? Because I'm not gonna talk to you about it. I'm not gonna put online like, yo, I'm gonna see you at the festival. But rappers know, you know what I'm saying? Like, certain rappers know. Y'all seen us at festivals and y'all get beat up, and that's why y'all don't talk anymore. You know what I'm saying? And like, you can't be surprised that the person y'all are poking when you finally see him in person, you get your ass beat. Like, what are you surprised about?
I listen, I don't condone violence, but I feel like we need more of that.
You pay taxes, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah, you do.
I know, but I come from the era of people used to get pressed.
punched
You know
in the
what I'm
face.
saying? You gotta earn you gotta
absolutely.
earn the right to say whatever the fuck you want.
Bro, and that's like who I move with and like just how I've always been. Like that's what it is. Like you're not about to just be saying stuff and like nobody around me is on the internet. Like we're not online talking back and forth with you, and I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna put it in the music, or when we see you and we're at a festival, I'm gonna ask you for clarification.
So these all the Nigerians you be plotting with that you talk about?
Those right there, those are Nigerians right there.
Now he said the line. He said plotting with all my Nigerians.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been around Nigerians since I was 12.
How did that happen?
My best friend Bugis was Nigerian. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was always like, that's who I started this whole music thing with. Since I was 12, when I first moved to Atlanta in 8th grade. Like, we went to school together over at the house. He has brothers and, real Nigerian. Like,
do you trust him around your credit cards?
Oh, my God.
Just playing, guys.
Nah, but like, you know some real stuff? Like, if you don't have friends that, I could leave $1 million with all my friends in ones and come back in 3 years and nothing would be gone.
All right.
Guaranteed. And if you don't have friends like that, then
I definitely can't leave that around Charlamagne. Charlamagne's definitely taking a single or two to pay for gas.
I would
well,
not.
That's terrible.
I mean,
that's terrible.
I would not. Please. I love Kill 'Em All, though.
Thank you.
It does seem like a diss record to all your haters.
Yeah, well.
Kill 'Em All is dope.
Thank you. It's a observation on kind of what's going on, especially that third verse is a real observation. You feel me?
Fake family ties. Y'all say brother too much.
I hate that, bro. I hate that. You watch rappers meet a rapper on Saturday, and on Sunday it's with my brother. It's like, what are y'all talking about?
Oh, my sister, all the time.
Like, what are y'all talking about?
So if Khaled says my brother Russ, you not going for it?
Maybe it's a term of endearment, which I understand too, and you're just like, whatever, but I'm not about to internalize it. I'm not about to act surprised if you act unbrotherly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you just called me brother within 24 hours of meeting. I'm not about to act like brand new with it. I think a lot of these rappers, I don't know what they're chasing. They're chasing, friends and networking. Like, I don't know. I never did the whole, I got money, I'm dipping to LA, I'm on the scene, I'm in the parties. Yo, who's got the event? I'm popping up. I want to, I never did that.
The game changed that way. Everybody became family. Everybody became friends. The music became the same.
Yeah. There's an essence of that that's good because everyone's trying to get along, but there's also an essence of fakeness to it that, like I said, I'm out of this stuff soon. Like, I'm
Where you going, man? You keep saying you out of it. What you gonna do?
Nigeria, Lagos.
Honestly, 2 more albums, I'm out.
I would love to move to Lagos, all jokes aside.
Out of what? No more music? You're not gonna produce? You're not gonna write? You're not gonna be an artist? You're not gonna tour?
I'm always gonna be making music. I don't know how to live any other life but that. I've been doing that for so long. But you're not gonna like see me. I'm not gonna be in the mix because this, like I said, this place, this zoo, this is not a place for people trying to maintain mental health and stability spiritually. This is not it. Like, this is, once you get in it, you realize like it's full of a bunch of fake people doing fake stuff to social climb, to shake this hand so that they get this award, to do I'm not with that. Like, I never was with that. That's why, like, when I got money, guess what I did? I bought my house right next to my high school. You feel me? Like, I stayed in Atlanta. I didn't dip to LA and like, yo, I need the 1 bedroom in NoHo and just like, where's all the hoes at? Like, y'all are weird. Y'all didn't get pussy back then. Like, I was getting pussy when I was broke. Y'all just started getting pussy because you got money. So guess where you go? You go to LA because it's like, yo, all right, I'm about to start messing with these hoes and y'all be insecure. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, it's just this stuff is just not for me. Like, it's not for me. I had my real friends since I was 12. Like, I got all my real friends around, my family around me. Like, I don't know. This is not for me. I'm gonna make 2 more albums, and then y'all not gonna catch me, bro. I'm gonna be making music, but y'all not gonna catch me.
I've been hearing rappers say that since the 90s.
I'm sure.
Jay said that. Jay was like, I'm gonna put out 1 album and then I'm gone.
Yeah.
But I feel you. All your reasoning behind it, I absolutely feel the same way.
Now, look, I'm impulsive, so I'm saying that. Now, if you catch me on a 5th album and I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised. But at the same time, that's how I feel now, and that's what Zoo is about. Zoo is about dealing with all this, everything that this whole thing is. Family issues, internal battles, industry, fans, all this stuff, like trying to maintain sanity. It's a zoo. You know what I mean? And that's why you get songs like Begging You, because I feel like our generation is a bunch of people who they don't necessarily want to die. They just want the pain to stop. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And so when you want the pain to stop, you got to turn to different outlets. And maybe it's your favorite artist who when you listen to a man, it takes the pain away. Or unfortunately, maybe it's your favorite drug. And that's why I just encourage kids to to talk to people, find healthy outlets, and stay away from these rappers who are using you for clicks, likes, and downloads via Instagram, bro. These people are making merch out of substance abuse. You're not what are you doing, bro?
Did you read a lot growing up?
Yeah, I didn't read a lot, but the books that I did read were impactful. I read The Secret.
Love it.
I read Seven Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra.
Love it.
I read The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, The Four Agreements, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. I read what I feel like mattered. I hated reading, but I read what was going to help me. And I'm writing a book too, by the way. But, I just think that...
What's the book going to be about?
The book is called It's All in Your Head. And I feel like that's where it starts and ends. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? With everyone. You meet someone who doesn't believe in themselves. Yeah. And it's all in your head.
It's all mental. That's what my second book is about. Anxiety playing tricks on me. It's all about being mentally healthy because everything starts here.
That's what it is. And so, I was blessed to read those books at 17 because it gave me the mental artillery to even sort of combat this crazy life. Yeah, but it's like, this is not a regular life. There's nothing regular about this. You know what I mean? But like I said, I just encourage kids to really be conscious of what they're doing and why they're doing it. You know what I mean? Like, you got to really ask yourself, are you doing this because you want to do it, or are you doing it because it's the end right now? You know what I mean? And I didn't go to my prom. I didn't go to my homecoming. I didn't understand why. Even then, I just wasn't sold on the, like, well, why are we doing this?
And you don't seem like a group thinker.
No, I'm not. Yeah. I'm not. And none of my friends are. You know what I mean? Like, none of us went to that prom, whatever, because it's just like, what, like, and I'm not knocking anyone who went to prom or homecoming and stuff like that, but I was always the one questioning. That's why I was most likely to make a teacher or type, because I would question certain things. I'm questioning authority. I'm questioning stuff. Like, why are we doing this? Oh, well, it's just what you do. Well, yeah, but why are we doing this? You know what I mean? It didn't ever make any sense to me. So certain things like that, you got a whole generation of kids who right now are growing up on Instagram and it's scary, bro. It's scary because, you look at, and I'm praying for all these artists and stuff, bro, because like I said, unfortunately, we're going to lose a lot of more artists way too young. And the signs are there. And like I said, like me and my homies were talking about, it's about pre-mortem. It's about noticing the signs early. And people, all these people are doing RIP, posting stories about each other. Like, dedicate time to really be like going out of your way to try and help. And yeah, maybe they don't want help, and you know what, then that's on them. But there's gonna be a lot of more artists that go early, and it's a shame, bro. It's a shame.
Why did Lil Pump say me and Jay cool now, so fuck Russ?
It's a trend, bro. That sentence is a trend. Like, fuck J. Cole was a trend. Now it's fuck Russ. But it's like to me it's just like,
do you know Pump?
No, I've never met Pump.
Wow, so he just was really chasing.
I've never met Pump, but that's what I'm saying, bro. These are 17-year-old kids who, like, just post stuff on the internet. Like, you gotta understand, these are 14 to 18-year-old little kids on the internet who literally, like, are just, they don't know anything, bro. Like, y'all were 5 when, like, Wayne dropped Carter 3. Like, y'all can't tell me anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know anything about anything. So
imagine how I feel then.
Nah, for sure. But it's like, I don't know, him saying that, it's like, you gotta take that up with you and yourself. Like, why are you saying that? Because I've never talked to you. I've never met you. That's why I said on Kill 'Em All. It's like, I've never talked to y'all. Y'all so obsessed with me, I've never even talked to y'all bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much of a weirdo do you have to be to call someone's name out that you've never talked to or met in a negative fashion? I've never talked to y'all. I've never met y'all. I've never talked to y'all. I don't know anyone around y'all. Like, all these rappers who just be saying F Russ, whatever. That's what's up. When we see y'all in person, we're going to ask for clarification. And that motherfucker knows what time it is. You know what I'm saying?
Strong conversation. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Nah, but that dude knows what time it is. Him and his manager know what time it is. We call y'all at festivals. You know what I'm saying? Not him. We call y'all's people at festivals. Ask your manager. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know what's up. We don't put up videos because I be minding my business, and I'm not gonna be on the internet. Like,
we'll get sued too, just in case.
Yeah, you know. But the first rapper who sues someone for getting their ass beat, your career's done. That's not hip hop.
Nah, not in this era.
Well, you know what? That's a shame. Though.
That's not in this era.
Nobody even cares. Be like, yeah, that's what they get for hitting him.
That's it. Like, you know what? That's a shame. But those people know what's up, bro. Like, at the end of the day, like, I'm not the tough guy online. I don't do none of that. I leave that for that's why I also said in Kill 'Em All, I leave that for the WWE rappers, bro. I leave that for the rappers who, because they think they have face tats and tote guns, that, like, we're supposed to be scared of something. Like, y'all are only scaring 14-year-old white kids who don't know any better. Like, y'all are not scaring people who don't have face tats who are felons. Like, what are y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, when we see y'all and, like, no one's scared about that and you get your ass beat, like, what was all that about?
J. Cole's your favorite rapper, right?
Not my favorite. J. Cole is in my top. Yeah, J. Cole, Kendrick, Drake, Nipsey, Jay, Kanye, Eminem, DMX, Tupac, 50. Those are probably like right there with, yeah.
Yeah, even when I listen to your production has like a 90s sound to it.
That's dope. Yeah. I mean, I grew up on like, I started making beats because of Scott Storch and Dre and then Kanye. So.
Yeah, because I hear a lot of Kanye influence. Even the beat that you made online, I thought that was dope when you use the sample, slow down the sample, added the snares, the highs. Right. So kids get to see like, oh, he's really doing it.
Yeah, nah, I appreciate that. And that's why I'm doing it too. Is like, number one, like I'm really doing it. Number two, like I want y'all to know, it's like it's not, not that it's not that easy, but like, look, when you see your favorite or when you see someone doing their craft, it makes it more tangible to you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's a lot of Kanye influence. I always felt like I had Dr. Dre snares with Kanye samples. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Dre snares be loud as hell. I love that stuff. You know what I mean? Like if you listen to Voicemail on Zoo, snares are loud. All my snares are loud, but I like stuff that breaks your neck.
But you don't produce everything, though. You don't produce everything. I see Scott Storch did flute.
Scott Storch has done like 5 songs to me in my catalog of like 300. So damn near everything.
What do you think of Kanye now?
I think Kanye is a musical genius. But, you're not going to catch me publicly saying anything bad about Kanye because he has simply influenced and inspired me too much to be ever switching sides and not giving him time. And I understand that people might be mad at that. They might say, oh, you want to keep it real, but you can't keep it real. But you got to understand, though, I have a certain respect for people who without them, I probably wouldn't be me. Right. You feel me? And I was 17 listening to Twisted Fantasy. Sorry, I got it on a leak. But I was 17, and I remember crying, tears of joy. I was freshman in college. I only stayed 1 semester in college, and it was when I was in the transitional period trying to figure out if this is what I'm really going to do, whatever. I'm making beats in my dorm room, and I remember getting Twisted Fantasy. I'm in my dorm room. It's like 8 p.m. Like, there's a street light hitting. Like, I still remember the lighting. It's like 9/11 to me, like, when that dropped. And I remember listening to it and crying tears of joy of how good it was and how amazing and how just that was what I wanted to accomplish from a sonic standpoint. So you're not gonna catch me saying anything bad about a Drake, J. Cole, a Kanye. You're not gonna catch it. I'm not gonna do that. You're not gonna catch it. I might have conversations in private, but you're not gonna catch me publicly putting that out there because I respect those people a little bit too much.
Have too much influence on you.
They have to, like, what do I look like, right? Doing that. That looks nuts. Like Kanye was my hero with the production. Drake was my hero with vocal execution. J. Cole was my hero with content. What do I look like coming at these people in any which way just because I'm on and I have a platform? Y'all nuts. That's what I'm saying. No one has respect anymore, bro. People be coming at like artists who without them you wouldn't be you. I don't know, bro. I'm not with any of this.
People they get rewarded for it. That's why they do it.
Yeah, well, because people need clicks, bro. You got to understand, like, you got artists out here with 10 million followers, 9 million, 20 million, all this crazy stuff who literally cannot sell 60K in the first week. You got the most famous artists in the world who can't sell over 60K in a week. Like, if that doesn't tell you that actually no one's checking for your music and we're looking at you as a court jester, then I don't know what will. You feel me? I don't know what will. You guys, and everyone knows who I'm talking about. There's a slew of them. Artists who have millions and millions of followers and screw the followers, such fame that you would think just off the fame alone, we're checking you out and you're doing at least 100K week 1. And you're not. So, like, that's how you know that people are laughing at you and not laughing with you. You know what I mean?
Why did the young rappers critique you like Young Band and Smoke Purp and those guys?
You know what? It's a trend. It's a trend to say that, and they need clicks. They know. Put it like this, right? At this point in time, if you mention Russ in a negative fashion on Twitter, you're bound to get more retweets. You feel me? And so
let's try that theory.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
Do it.
Let me tweet.
What do you want to put? Fuck Russ.
I'm gonna tweet out "fuck Russ,"
Do it.
and then I'm gonna tweet a picture with him later. Be like, just playing. Just want to see social experiment.
Watch. I guarantee you. Top comment.
What's your Twitter?
At Russ Diamond, Diemon. Watch, what you're gonna see.
Now make sure to tell your Nigerians I'm playing now. This is a social experiment. Okay.
Nah, but those, you know, those kids are clowns, bro. Those kids are clowns. Those
what
kids
is it? RUSSDIAMON?
DIEMON. Yeah, Russ
we're gonna take the picture first. I don't want to just throw that out there.
Okay.
I'm
super fine with it, but
thank you for joining us, man. We appreciate it. But it's been a long time coming.
I don't see why people don't like you, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do. And I get it. But,
I didn't either. I thought you was gonna be more arrogant. I thought you was gonna be an ass. But no, I don't understand.
Y'all, like those two kids, those are clowns, bro.
Did you see him at any festival? Did you?
Yeah, we've caught one of them at a festival. That motherfucker knows what time it is, bro.
Which one? Smoke Purple Little Band.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If they respond, they know what time it is, bro. I'm putting it to you like this. We got video too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so if they get slick at the mouth, you just put the video.
I'll leak the video. You getting your ass beat. So I suggest you tread carefully. You feel me? Period. Like is that because I'm done biting my tongue. I don't like as much as people think that I talk about self-sufficiency and about how I do everything myself and you could do it too. Yeah, but like I don't be talking about how much of clowns y'all really are. You feel me? And so like
can you tell us the story? What happened? You don't have to tell us who it was.
I'm just like, don't make me stoop down to y'all's level where I'm gonna play the internet game too and I'm gonna have you humiliated. You feel me? Like, don't do that.
So you saw him at a festival, you ran down on him?
We you know, it is what it is, bro. They know what time it is. That's all I'm gonna say. They know what time it is. They know what time it is. Like the second.
Russ act like he's a drug dealer in the 80s.
No, that's that Sicilian mob ball shit, B. That's that.
Nah, they know what time it is. They know what time it is, bro. They know what time it is. The second that stuff happened, a whole lot of F Russ stopped coming out from their profile. You feel me? They know what time it is.
Swim with the fishes. All right, there you have it.
They know what time it is.
Russ, new album out right now. Zoo.
Zoo.
It's the Breakfast Club. It's Russ.